Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the procession. Please remain standing. Dr. Christopher B. Roberts, President of Auburn University.
War Eagle. Today we celebrate Auburn University's Fall 2024 graduates from the Graduate School. We begin our ceremony with the presentation of the colors. Gentlemen, please remove your headdress and everyone remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. March on, the colors. Samuel Gant, a senior graduating today in music education from Tallahassee, Alabama, will lead us in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Samuel. Retire the colors. Please be seated. Commencement is the most distinguished and important ceremony that we host at Auburn University. And before we begin our program, I'd like to introduce some members of our platform party. As I call your name, please stand. Mr. Michael Demaribus, representing the Auburn University Board of Trustees. Dr. Vinnie Nathan, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. And Mr. Gerald Pouncey, a 1982 chemical engineering graduate, Chairman of Morris, Manning & Martin, LLP, and today's commencement speaker. Dr. Brian Rush, Associate Vice President for Student Affairs, and Mr. Jeff Moore, President of the Auburn Alumni Association. Dr. Stephen Taylor, Senior Vice President for Research and Economic Development, and Mr. John Wagner, Secretary to the Board of Trustees. Dr. Paul Patterson, Dean of the College of Agriculture, and Dawn Finley, Dean of the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction. Dr. Jennifer Mueller-Phillips, Dean of the Harbert College of Business, and Dr. Jeffrey Fairbrother, Dean of the College of Education. Dr. Mario Eden, Dean of the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering, and Dr. Janaki Alavalapati, Dean of the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment. And Dr. George Flowers, Dean of the Graduate School. And Dr. Susan Hubbard, Dean of the College of Human Sciences. And Dr. Jason Hicks, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. And Dr. Shali Zhang, Dean of the Auburn University Libraries. Dr. Greg Neuschwander, Dean of the College of Nursing. And Dr. Leanne Ross, Dean of the Harrison College of Pharmacy. Dr. Edward Thomas, Dean of the College of Sciences and Mathematics, and Dr. Calvin Johnson, Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Lori Eckhart, Chair of the University Senate and Professor in the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment. Major Jacques Mayer, Operations Officer, Air Force, ROTC. Captain Michael Witherspoon, Commanding Officer, Naval, ROTC, and Lieutenant Colonel Richard Pugh, Executive Officer, Army, ROTC. Dr. John Linhaus, Assistant Professor in the Department of Biosystems Engineering in the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering and our mace bearer. And Dr. Jefferson Jones, Associate Professor in the School of Accountancy in the Harbert College of Business and our graduation marshal. And Mr. Rick Smith, Senior Lecturer and Internship Director in the School of Communication and Journalism in the College of Liberal Arts, and he is today's announcer. And Mr. Stephen Geis, interpreter for the deaf in the Office of Accessibility. Our faculty and administrators are the very heart of this university, and together they've worked tirelessly to prepare our graduates for this moment. Please provide a round of applause for these university leaders. Now, for the reason that we're here, would our candidates for graduation please stand and be recognized? That's all of you. You stand together, united by your hard work, your determination, and your commitment to excellence. So graduates, I have one last assignment for you. I want you to take a second, think about the people who've supported you throughout your graduate journey. The parents, the grandparents, spouses, siblings, and friends, some of whom are with you today and some are not. Now, I'd like for you to take a minute and give a big thank you to those that are here. So let's give a shout out to everybody that supported you. All right, please be seated. This day is monumental, a milestone etched in the chronicles of your lives and our beloved university. The opportunity to gather today and honor your achievements is a privilege that we hold dear and one that we never take for granted. Since Auburn's inception in 1856, over 329,000 students have earned their degrees from our esteemed institution. And today, we add precisely 1,852 more to that distinguished group. And these are not mere numbers, however. Instead, they represent the profound impact that Auburn graduates have across our state, nation, and the world. As torchbearers of the Auburn Creed, I'm confident that you will continue to shape the lives of others with your actions and your values. As you graduate today with your master's or your doctoral degree, you now become Auburn's most important ambassadors. Your degree is not simply a piece of paper. It's a symbol of your responsibility to use your skills and your talents to better our society. My advice to you is simple. Live a life driven by the values that you all share. Values such as hard work, a commitment to education, the human touch, obedience to law, and honesty and truthfulness. These values are steadfast and they're instilled in you throughout your time here at Auburn, and they'll help you to become the person you aspire to be. So as you go forward, know that Auburn will remain a constant source of pride and humility throughout your life's journey, and one that I'm confident will be defined by impact and service and the pursuit of excellence. Our speaker today truly embodies these values. A proud 1982 graduate in the Department of Chemical Engineering, Mr. Gerald Pouncey is the chairman of Morris, Manning, and Martin, where he's established a profound career as a strategic leader in environmental law and infrastructure practices. Overseeing the environmental infrastructure and land use practice at one of Atlanta's top law firms, Gerald's remarkable contributions to sustainable development have enabled him to play a key role in improving communities both in the U.S. and internationally. With a focus on the acquisition, disposition, and redevelopment of urban areas that have a significant environmental impact, including state and federal Superfund sites, Gerald exemplifies how an Auburn education empowers graduates to work wisely and trains their minds and their hands to work skillfully. One of the most notable projects that he's led is the $2 billion Atlantic Station redevelopment in Midtown Atlanta, which was recognized by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency as the nation's best brownfield redevelopment. His impact is far-reaching, as he's also been instrumental in advancing legislative efforts to advocate for greater environmental stewardship through his work on the commission reviewing Georgia's Hazardous Waste Trust Fund, and as the principal author of Georgia's brownfield legislation. His leadership also extends to numerous organizations, including the Council for Quality Growth, the Georgia Brownfield Association, and the Georgia Conservancy, and the Georgia Chamber of Commerce. Gerald's dedication to environmental law and his commitment to fostering sustainable development ensures that what he's doing every day as an Auburn graduate is leaving the world better than he found it. We're honored to have him share his wisdom with our newest alumni. So please join me in welcoming Gerald Pouncey to deliver your commencement address. Gerald?
Thank you, Dr. Roberts, for your kind words. And to those of you who are graduating, I've been fortunate over the course of my career to speak with many of the prominent business leaders across our country. And when I've had the opportunity, I have asked them what qualities lead to successful careers and to career satisfaction. And remarkably, almost all of them consistently identify one or more of the following traits. Now, I recognize that many of you are perhaps a little beyond your undergraduate days. Many of you have work experience, but I'm going to suggest to you, even as graduate students, that these four traits, these four principles are as equally applicable to each of you as they were to the ceremony we had held earlier this morning. Number one, do not stop learning. Never stop learning. Two, be honest and accountable. Three, do not fear failure. Persevere through failure to success. And number four, recognize that success, as many of you have experienced, requires hard work and commitment. Remarkably, each of these traits is spelled out in a one-page document written over 80 years ago. It has fundamentally influenced my life. In fact, I keep a copy of it by my desk at the office, and I'm often told by other alumni of its transformative effect on them. It is a timeless document, as applicable today as it was when it was written over 80 years ago. The Auburn Creed, the document of which I speak, was written by George Peachtree, who was Auburn's first football coach. He wrote the creed about a year and a half after he retired from 50 years of service to Auburn as a coach, as a professor, and as an administrator. And that Auburn Creed is the embodiment of all that Auburn represents. Each of you graduates, when you walk across the stage today, will receive a copy of the Auburn Creed. For those of you in the audience watching the graduation, the Auburn Creed is printed on the program that was handed to you as you entered today. I encourage each of you to read it. It is a remarkable document, and it is uniquely Auburn. I will focus the remainder of my remarks today on the four qualities I described earlier, those principles that are so fundamental to success, and how the Auburn Creed 80 years ago today, and still today, is so spot on with those same qualities that have been identified so often in my meetings. Principle one, never stop learning. The Creed states that I believe in an education which gives me the knowledge to work wisely and trains my heart and my mind to work skillfully. You have recognized the value of that education by your success today and your graduation from Auburn today. And even though, as an attorney, I've practiced for 40 years and attended a different law school at a different university, I still consider the chemical engineering degree that I obtained here at Auburn to be the foundation of anything I have accomplished since then. That degree taught me to think. That degree taught me the value of hard work. But most of all, it taught me that graduation should only be the beginning of your education. And that applies equally to you today. Each of you should strive to learn every day. And each of you should count the day as success only if you learn something which equips you to better face the challenges ahead, and there will be challenges ahead, and to realize on the opportunities that your future will bring. Some of you in the audience may know Jackie Joyner Kersey. She was a 3-time gold medalist and is a tremendous philanthropist in the area of children's education. She noted, "I maintained my edge by always being a student." You always have something to learn. And that ability to learn continuously is even more important in today's environment. We live in a changing world, and the only way to succeed is to adapt to that change, learn from that change, and seize the opportunities that it creates. As noted by the motivational speaker, Jack Canfield, change is inevitable in life. You can either resist it and potentially get run over by it, or you can choose to cooperate, adapt to it, and learn how to benefit from it. Principle 2, I believe in honesty and truthfulness, without which I cannot win the respect and confidence of my fellow men. To those of you on the floor today, I cannot overstate the fundamental significance of this statement of belief. Your credibility, and in turn, your reputation, is your most valuable currency. Nothing, not anything damages your reputation more than a belief by your coworkers, by your colleagues, and by your industry that you lack credibility, that you cannot be trusted, and that your work is not credible. You must commit that your word is your bond, and when you make that commitment, honor it. And if you make mistakes, and you will acknowledge them and own up to them. As chairman of my firm, nothing impresses me more than when lawyers make mistakes, acknowledge them, and learn from them. Similarly, I see daily the permanent loss of reputation and trustworthiness that occurs in my profession and in others, and the resulting collateral damage when commitments aren't met and when responsibility isn't acknowledged. Principle 3, do not fear failure. Creed provides, I believe, in a sound mind, a sound body, and a spirit that is unafraid. Although the first two qualities stated, sound mind and sound body, are extremely important to your future success, I'm going to focus on that third quality, a spirit that is unafraid. Do not fear failure. If you do, you condemn yourself to a lifetime of limited opportunities. On a personal note, two of the most consequential decisions I made in my life were because I viewed them as opportunities, even though they held significant risk of failure. The first was when I joined the law firm at which I still practice today in 1986. At that time, the law firm had slightly over 20 lawyers, and I had offers from the largest law firms in Atlanta, who at that time were in the hundreds of lawyers and had institutional clients. The safe bet was to go with those law firms, the larger law firms. Instead, I chose a different path and went with a smaller firm. I made that decision because of what I viewed as an opportunity, that firm's entrepreneurial spirit. And even though we had challenging times, including the bankruptcy in the late 1980s of a client that represented 60% of our revenue. And for those of you who are businessmen on this stage, you can understand, and in the audience, the loss that creates. Our firm now is one of the nation's AmLaw 200 firms. And I am fortunate enough now to be chairman of that firm. Never regretted that decision. The second decision was when I, with along a colleague, made a decision to start an environmental practice at our firm in the mid-80s, 87, and decided to focus that practice on cleanup of sites, environmental cleanup of sites, through redevelopment of abandoned or severely underutilized projects in urban cores. That was a unique niche, which was cutting edge at the time and bore a significant risk of failure. No one knew how this area of law would develop. No one knew where the demand would exist for this product, and no one knew whether these projects could be financed and ultimately sold. However, since that decision, we have been fortunate enough to facilitate redevelopment of thousands of properties, underutilized or abandoned, across the country and some outside of our borders, which were not only eyesores, but dangerous to the community, not just environmentally, but as crime havens. Now, those sites are bustling centers of activity, creating countless jobs, serving the communities in which they exist, and at the same time having experienced significant environmental cleanup. Tim Cook spoke to the fear of failure in his commencement address, which he gave in 2010. He noted that almost every successful person he knew had failed miserably in one or more endeavors during their career. He opined that failure had propelled them to persevere in subsequent endeavors, ultimately resulting in success. And I think he's correct. Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player that ever lived, best summed this issue up. I have missed more than 900 shots in my career, and I have lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to make the game-winning shot, and I missed it. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Principle 4, hard work. The final belief from the Auburn Creed that I'll discuss today is actually at the beginning of the creed. I believe that this is a practical world, and I can count only on what I earn. Therefore, I believe in work, hard work. In order to realize upon the opportunities that come your way, you must be prepared, and that preparation necessarily involves hard work. Spend every day preparing for those opportunities. Spend every day working hard and learning from your successes and failures. Spend every day going beyond what is expected of you. Colin Powell, who was a retired 4-star Army general and the first black Secretary of State for this country, noted, "There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." And if you commit yourself, if you, sitting on this floor, commit yourself to those 4 traits I just discussed, and so elegantly set forth in the Auburn Creed, never stop learning, honesty and accountability, never fear failure, and hard work. If you commit yourself to those principles as you exit the stage, then you will establish a firm foundation for a future successful life. I've indicated that I would only discuss 4 of the beliefs, but I do feel compelled to add one more statement, and that is the concluding line of the creed, and it reads as follows. And because Auburn women and men believe in these things, I believe in Auburn and I love it. When I travel and the subject of Auburn arises, I'm often asked, what is this Auburn family business? Is it really real? And I tell them it is absolutely real. And it's what makes Auburn unique. You will have the support of a remarkable alumni base and network as you graduate from this university. Take advantage of it. I happen to enjoy being the privilege of being the chairman of the Auburn Engineering Alumni Council. And in that role, I see every day the support in the way of time, money, and opportunities that are given to graduates and Auburn students by that Auburn network, the Auburn family. Almost all of you are leaving Auburn University, but Auburn will always be with you. And as you walk across that stage today, you'll be a permanent part of the Auburn family. Thank you, congratulations, and God bless.
Gerald, thank you very much. What an amazing, amazing speech. Now it's my pleasure to invite our provost, Dr. Vinnie Nathan, to help introduce our marshal and graduate candidates. Provost Nathan.
Thank you, President Roberts. Good afternoon and War Eagle. This is not part of the script, but I was told to provide an update on what we are doing in terms of the basketball game. We are leading by quite a bit against the Ohio State University. And I, like you, am confident that we will keep it that way till the final buzzer. So with that, let's come back to what we are here today for. Before we introduce our candidates for their degrees, I would like to recognize our military service members. Would all active duty and veteran service members in the audience, as well as our graduates who are being commissioned into our military services this weekend, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service to our country. Please be seated. We now come to the conferral of our degrees and the introduction of our student marshal. Would Dr. George Flowers, Dean of the Graduate School, please come forward.
On behalf of the Graduate School, it is my pleasure to introduce our student marshal, David Chase Stevens, who is graduating today with his doctoral degree in history. A native of Oak Grove, Louisiana, Chase received a bachelor's in history from Northwestern State University of Louisiana in 2017, and a master's in history from the University of Louisiana at Lafayette in 2019. During his time here at Auburn, his scholarly interests have focused on labor history and the history of Southern law enforcement. For his research on integration efforts, Chase received the Burt Hitchcock Graduate Award in Southern Studies and the Wayne Flint Endowed Research Award in Alabama History and Culture in 2023. He was also inducted into the Phi Alpha Theta History Honors Society. His professional goal is to continue working in higher education to educate the next generation of history scholars. Please join me in congratulating Chase. Now would all the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Nursing Practice please rise. Trustee Demaribus, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the graduate faculty, it is my pleasure to present these doctoral candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as a member of the Board of Trustees of Auburn University, I do now confer upon each of you the doctoral degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
The Doctor of Philosophy is the highest degree awarded in the Academy of Universities. The Doctor of Nursing Practice is the highest professional degree awarded in that field. Part of the tradition associated with the awarding of these degrees is a special ceremony involving the presentation of a doctoral hood. Would the major professors of the doctoral candidates please escort your graduate to the stage to be hooded as Mr. Smith calls your name?
Would Dean Patterson please come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Agriculture. Dr. Abigail Rita Hines, hooded by Dr. Smith. Dr. Veronica Nicole Alston, hooded by Dr. Thomas. Dr. Richard Orion Murphy, hooded by Dr. Beckman. Dr. Claudia Ann Rutland Landrum, hooded by Dr. McElroy. Dr. Martha Rueda, hooded by Dr. Davis. Dr. Livia Pera, hooded by Dr. Lee. Dr. Kyle Dwayne Lessinger, hooded by Dr. Tan. Dr. Rajveer Singh, hooded by Dr. Prasad. Dr. Corey Mitchell-Kickler, hooded by Dr. Prasad. Dr. Tiago Ruz de Silva, headed by Dr. De Silva. That concludes the College of Agriculture. I now ask that Dean Fairbrother please come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Education. Dr. Amber Shante Richardson, hooded by Dr. Meyer. Dr. Erin Noel Blanton, headed by Dr. Flores. Dr. Colleen Ann Pryor, headed by Dr. Hahn. Dr. Mary Catherine Law, hooded by Dr. Hahn. Dr. Sonia Shepler Price, hooded by Dr. Hahn. Dr. Anthony Adjian Beregoran, headed by Dr. Roberts. Dr. Shelby Rebecca Luna, hooded by Dr. Cordy. Dr. Kendrick Myers, headed by Dr. Kinsler. Dr. Emery Wilson, headed by Dr. Kinsler. Dr. Melanie Denise Lockett, headed by Dr. Kinsler. Dr. Ashley Nicole Holmes, headed by Dr. McKibben. Dr. Hannah Elizabeth Dinkins, headed by Dr. McKibben. Dr. Jessica Lynn Brown, headed by Dr. McKibben. Dr. Andra Antoinette Collins, headed by Dr. McKibben. Dr. Hillary McKibben Miller, headed by Dr. Clemens and Dr. McKibben. Dr. Oluchi Linda Otubo, headed by Dr. Clemens. Dr. Jennifer C. Spencer, hooded by Dr. Burton. Dr. Carrie Sims Cruz, hooded by Dr. Keeney. Dr. Jonathan Neal Davis, hooded by Dr. Schnitka. Dr. Dana Wright Marshall, hooded by Dr. Andrzejewski. Dr. Sarah Grace Kaschek, hooded by Dr. Hubbard. Would Dean Eden please come forward as we recognize the candidates from the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering? Dr. Mahmoud Hussain, hooded by Dr. Zhao. Dr. Fang Yang Yang, hooded by Dr. Zhou. Dr. Made Matagi, hooded by Dr. West. Dr. Ashish Bhattarai, hooded by Dr. Adhikari. Dr. Abhishek Gururaj, hooded by Dr. Raghav. Dr. Mai Moevin, hooded by Dr. Thoreau. Dr. Karina Popak, hooded by Dr. Barnes. Dr. Anthony Michael Comer, hooded by Dr. Chakraborty. Dr. Bushra Tasnim, hooded by Dr. Hayworth. Dr. Jisoo Jang, hooded by Dr. He. Dr. Haeshu Song, hooded by Dr. Kislich. Dr. Atife Alamirza E., hooded by Dr. Kislich. Dr. Kyung-Jin Yu, hooded by Dr. Cho. Dr. Onyedika Vincent Imbulu, hooded by Dr. Cho. Dr. Yunjin Bak, hooded by Dr. Purak. Dr. Felix Mendoza Suarez, hooded by Dr. Tardachuk. Dr. Don Guy Bisson, hooded by Dr. Bowers and Dr. Anderson. Dr. Chinmoy Basak Muktur, hooded by Dr. Eden. Dr. Yiming Fan, headed by Dr. Hamilton. Dr. Sherman E. Peak, hooded by Dr. Hamilton. Dr. Elizabeth Danielle Bradford, hooded by Dr. Wang. Dr. Delaney Elise Klaus, hooded by Dr. Davis. Dr. Forshad Amiri, hooded by Dr. Mistriadis. Dr. David Hollinger, hooded by Dr. Zabala. Dr. Jaron Evanessar, hooded by Dr. Kromaski. Dr. Kaniz Fatima Mishti, hooded by Dr. Flowers. Dr. Thang Pham, hooded by Dr. Flowers. We now ask Dean Janaki Alavalapati to please come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment. Dr. Vasavi Prakash, hooded by Dr. Lepchik. Dr. Lindsay Tan, hooded by Dr. Cush. We now ask Dean Hubbard to please come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Human Sciences. Dr. Somang Yang, hooded by Dr. Albert. We now ask Dean Jason Hicks to come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. David Chase Stevens, hooded by Dr. Justino. Dr. Mallory Elise Goodman, hooded by Dr. Brown. We now invite Dean Neuschwander to come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Nursing. Dr. Keith Emery Matthews, headed by Dr. Powell. Dr. Blair Carmichael Lober, hooded by Dr. Howell. Dr. Amy Christina Posey, hooded by Dr. Howell. We now ask Dean Ross to come forward as we recognize the candidates from the Harrison College of Pharmacy. Dr. Shaharia Ahmed Fahim, hooded by Dr. Flowers. Dr. Devadatta Kosavi, hooded by Dr. Kavoy. Dr. Sean Dean Yates, hooded by Dr. Upton. Dr. Swapnil Jain, hooded by Dr. Lauren. Dr. Claire Lee Zhang, hooded by Dr. Johnson. Dr. David Edward Crawford, hooded by Dr. Dawn. Dr. Theofilo de Savamaro, hooded by Dr. Dunn. Dr. Vijal Islam, hooded by Dr. Goodwin. Dr. Megha Shrestha, hooded by Dr. McNeil. Dr. Sukanya Dasgupta, hooded by Dr. McNeil. Dr. Faith Boyer Millender, hooded by Dr. Schwartz. We now ask Dean Johnson to please come forward as we recognize the candidates from the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Xiaoli Ma, hooded by Dr. Wang. Dr. Taylor Jordan Towns, hooded by Dr. Graff. Dr. Zubair Khalid, hooded by Dr. Hauk. And that concludes the College of Veterinary Medicine.
Please join me in congratulating these new doctoral graduates. Now, would all the candidates for master's and education specialist degrees please rise? Trustee Demaribus, President Roberts, and Provost Nathan, on behalf of the graduate faculty, it is my pleasure to present these master's and education specialist candidates for the conferral of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as a member of the Board of Trustees of Auburn University, I do now confer upon each of you the Master's in Education Specialist degree to which you are entitled, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations thereunto pertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Graduates, please come forward as Mr. Smith calls your name.
Would Dean Patterson please come forward as we recognize the graduates from the College of Agriculture? Samantha Sylvie Young. Aiden Spencer Maddox. Daniel Morgan Bryant. Nicole K. Tripp. Shelby Mara Walker. Michael Benjamin McDonald. Ashley Virginia Hennessy. Kate L. Merrill. Sushant Bandari. Sabita Gewale. Karamjit Kouroubria. Madeline Phelps Griffin. Cora Nicole Yates. Katie Elizabeth Kent. Scarlett May Godwin. Sarah Ruth Newton. John Wesley Rogers. Hector Fajardo Manera. Lauren Margaret St. Andrew. Macy Lene Ruckwell. Peyton Zesson. Gabriela Maria Bernardez Morales. Carla Alexandra Guardado Martinez. Juan Carlos Figueroa Sorto. Hilary Giselle Carrera Arcia. Emmanuel Oluwatobi Oyotunji. Would Dean Finley please come forward as we recognize the graduates from the College of Architecture, Design, and Construction. Mason Reeder. Michael Joseph Johnson. David T. Conrad Jr. Samantha Daniel Balch. Lily Victoria Echeverri. Derica Elizabeth Taylor. Hashir Habib. Hantal Shao. Would Dean Muller-Phillips please come forward as we recognize the graduates from the Harbert College of Business. Dallas Charles Connor. Rachel Ozee. Benjamin Michael Tortorisi. Melody Ojino Johnston. Gary Wayne Grayson II. Michelle Perugia. David Kyle Bohannon. Parker Julius Leach. Christina M. Garcia. Danielle E. Roberts. Philip Jason Embry. Matthew James Copenhaver. Matthew Isaiah Gomsek. Melissa Neal. John E. Hubbard. Wesley Bear Diamantis. Cole Stephen Aronson. Travis Baker Ellis. Walker V. Hamilton. Jason Lynn Williamson. Luke Martin. Levi Willoughby. Jacob Colson. Amy Warren. Gabriella Brianna Stone. Richard Markwood Good III. Allison Grace Richards. Maria Eduarda Schramm Cipher. Lauren Elizabeth Whitley. Catherine Chapel Loomis. Hannah Sinclair Haddock. Madison Ann Bondon. Emery Anna Alexander. Hannah Elizabeth Black. Sydney Tyler Bowden. Caroline Elizabeth Camus. Allison Joy Tanner. Chahara Tahani Gravo. Dylan John Goldsby. Mark Ikichukwu Arboto. Hannah Nicole Mercer. Caroline Cecilia Torucci. Lauren Keith Hewlett. Madison Brooke Jones. Eric Soderberg. Austin McKell Johnson. Caroline Elizabeth Riles. Rachel R. Lewis. Elizabeth Bowman. Adam M. Tuttle. Chelsea Moses. Wendy Caritha Pierce. Stephen Matthews Johnson. Wesley Calvin Waybright. Joyce Grace King. William Westbrook Roberts. Aiden F. Stoffel. Jonathan Christian Ferguson. Isaac Jamichael James. Madison Costello Kraft. Emily Elizabeth Strawn. Jamie Lynn Diaz. Arnildo Salas Souza Jr. Derek Jeffrey Stottlemyre. Matthew Martinez. Logan Michael Semniski. Connor Pierce Shepard. Michael Benjamin Key Jr. Jason Douglas Weeks. Shaheen Shariat Mohere. Ashley E. Kilman. We now ask Dean Fairbrother to come forward as we recognize the graduates from the College of Education. Molly Jenkins. Saman Masood. Jaquita Latrice Nelson. Olivia Rose Candelino. Madison Prohaska. Rebecca Yvonne Contreras. Peyton Shea Howard. Nicole Strickland. Olivia Elizabeth Strickland. Caroline Hasty Kirkham. Kelsey Elizabeth Armstrong. Christy Fulmer Cannon. Emily Ann Hayes. Ashley A. Tate. Vanessa Nicole Roberts. Vancha Reddy. Alexis Dunn. Shannon Godwin. Blake Jennings Butcher. Edward Jarrett Sanders Jr. Jennifer Lynn Parker Wiggins. Catherine Curran. Samantha Ashley Green. Nathan Lowry Baxter. Margarita Lauren Dees. Would Dean Eden please come forward as we recognize the graduates from the Ginn College of Engineering. Arsh Patel. Chunli Tang. Shrey Patel. Ankur Singh. Blake Matthew Moore. Fatahi Musa. Daniel Richard Collins. Michael Edward Taylor. Zachary Thomas Moore. Emily Rochelle Broom. Henley Crosby. Emily Caroline Duty. Logan Ryan Washburn. Patrick Donald Zazzaro. Tyler Jackson Long. Casey Doolittle. Landon Russell Boyd. Sarah Marguerite Bass. Terry Kyle Markram. Juba Adul Islam. Zishel Zhao. Cami McKenna Bryant Shans. Elizabeth New. Cherie Ann Smith. Gina Galassini Myers. Renee Samaniego Juarez Jr. Anthony Reed Johnson. Manos Karamasu. Hari Lakshmi Marana. Caroline Garcet Whiting. Zulin Ko. Morgan Sidney Blair Leith. Annie Catherine Barnes. Holly Christine Michaels. William David Gross III. Christopher B. Patrick. Robert Magukin. Euphemia Asogwa. Jonatul Firdos Muhammad. Vamasharan Reddy Peluru. Meta Kamaka Medala. Pooja Shilakuru. Sudansu Kumar. Caleb Silver. Kazal Garivi. Stephen Michael Lee. Nicholas Hutto. Emma Caroline Spence. John Hayes Carter. Himant Gunagante. Amitav Sharma. Zhuxiang Cho. Yu Ji Li. Yan Hao Cheng. Camilo Aldana. Robin Chance Roberts. Nathan Shiver. Elvis Kenneth Ancalada. Anthony Clark Knighton. Hasaver Haman. Thomas Perry Orison. Elizabeth Patricia Gainey. Sujata Basio. Charles Thomas Dunn. We now ask Dean Janaki Alavalapati to please come forward as we recognize the graduates from the College of Forestry, Wildlife, and Environment. Kenny Julian Corson. Christian Rivera Casedo. Kevin Jurina. Sebastian Gomez Maldonado. Stephanie A. Price. April Ray Groover. O.C. Scott III, Basanta Shrestha, Kevin Nicholas Ostrander, Laura Michelle Nieto Arciniegas, Sashay Reddy Palarevu, Brian Timothy Heaney, we now ask Dean Hubbard to come forward as we recognize graduates from the College of Human Sciences. Jessica Lynn Williams, Sarah Louise Mondock, Haley Lynn Mapp, Layla Rose Hasbrook, Catherine Lorraine Scheffler, Kalia Annika Tarpley, Hope Isabella Amoruso, Tania Lene Thompson, Hannah Elizabeth Tremblay, Taylor Ann Bond, Sultan Aldasare, Manu Alamin, we now ask Dean Hicks to come forward as we recognize the graduates from the College of Liberal Arts. Whitney Carice Lee, Courtney Collins Pisano, Lane Inglis Montgomery, Ava White, Julia Lynn Rossi Barrett, Richard Jurakitis, Caden Woolard, Madison Sierra Melton, Cassidy A. Shetter, Philip Taylor Coxwell, Jordan Cummings, Alexa Hightower, Anna Caitlin Dern, Zaria Wiggins, Anya Selmer, Elizabeth Porter, Tin-Si Shu, Victor Lee McKennis, we now ask Dean Thomas to please come forward as we recognize graduates from the College of Sciences and Mathematics. Sydney Elise Walker, Emma Lenore Snyder, Thomas Lawrence Kesting Jr., Sophia Michelle Foliano, Kendall May Crossland, Aaron Tyree Martin, Zuyat Hassan, Hasnat Javad. Shahriar Ahmed Fahim.
Let's congratulate all of our graduates one more time. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Jeff Moore, President of the Auburn Alumni Association, to offer our graduates an official welcome. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Moore.
War Eagle! Thank you, President Roberts. Congratulations. Now that you have fulfilled the academic requirements to earn your degree from Auburn University, you join an esteemed alumni network bound by principles of hard work, honesty, and truthfulness, and a spirit that is not afraid. During your journey at Auburn, our devoted faculty and staff have sought to prepare you for future challenges while fostering innovative learning, strengthening your resilience, and nurturing your personal and professional growth. You are now poised to take on the world. Your hard work thus far is merely a prelude to greater achievements. While your education at Auburn is a springboard for your future success, the meaningful connections you've made here will continue to flourish as life takes you in different directions. Auburn University alumni have used their degrees to serve others, better their communities, and succeed in ways they may never have imagined on the day they wore their cap and gown. I have no doubt each of you will follow in these footsteps. As you go forth, remember that Auburn will always connect you to each other. Whether you stay in the loveliest village or move across the world, there are plenty of ways to stay connected to the Auburn family. As president of the Auburn Alumni Association, I'm honored to officially welcome you as Auburn alumni. So I'm so proud to share this special day with you. May you always believe in Auburn and love it. Once again, congratulations, and War Eagle.
Congratulations to all the graduates whose degrees were conferred this afternoon. And graduates, thank you for choosing Auburn. It's been our pleasure to serve you as educators and mentors, and frankly, as your friends. May you experience a truly successful life. We will conclude our ceremony with the singing of the alma mater, led again by Samuel Gant. Please stand and remain standing until the platform party has recessed from the stage. Would everyone please rise?
Sun-kissed sky,
Thank you for joining us, and congratulations to all of our graduates. We ask that all graduates exit the arena floor that way, and guests make your way to the main exits. Please join your graduates at the meetup tent in the parking lot. Congratulations. Have a great evening. War Eagle.